between the Lancers of Masconomet High School and your Norwood Mustangs. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lancers. Number 5, senior Mia Taberge. Number 14, junior Riley Bavardi. Number 20, junior Angie Lolikos. Number 33, junior Ava Allen. And number 35, senior Remy Cote. And now, let's meet your Norwood Mustangs. Number 4, senior Lauren Reed. Number 11, senior Trisha Wodkowski. Number 20, sophomore Ari Blake. Number 21, junior Ava Murad. And number 22, senior Alexa Chorus. At this time, we ask that you rise if you are able as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Norwood High School. I'm Joe Panola alongside Mark Hoover. Mark, we have one tournament game remaining here in Norwood after it was a rough day yesterday for Norwood sports. But luckily, the girls' basketball team is still alive and well, competing in the round of 32 as they take on number 24, Masconomet.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough night last night. As we were talking before we came on air, it was like you got a little ding that says, well, the boys hockey took it on the chin. Ding, and the girls and the boys basketball.
I think that's the understatement for boys hockey, right?
Exactly. What a game that was, but boy, you know, it is great to be back here in the gym this evening to see a great matchup. Obviously, we don't get to see these kind of teams during the regular season, so it's kind of nice series. I like the jerseys mascot. I think that's going to be easier to say than to try to get out the entire name on them, but. Yeah, it's quite a challenge here for the Mustangs. These are going to be good competitive games.
Well, this is a Mustang team that is battle-tested, as we see one of those Norwood seniors that, hoping not to be playing her last game, Trisha Wodkowski. Wodkowski starts for Norwood along with Alexa Chorus and Lauren Reen. That's the grouping of 3 seniors, along with Ava Murad wearing number 21 and Ari Blake wearing number 20. Murad tries a nice pass inside. Norwood moving the ball around really well. And there's a shot from three-point land for Lauren Reen that's off the mark.
Yeah, some really nice early ball movement there by the Mustangs. They did. That looked sharp, right? You just weren't able to finish, but Reen had a nice open look, some nice ball movement, some nice movement away from the ball.
Norwood is a team that is coached by Kristen McDonald in her second year. Kristen did a great job with the boys program before coming over to the girls, as Reen almost picks that one straight out of the air. Mia Thaberge kicks this one over for number 20. That's Angie Lalikos, and it looks like it's going back Norwood's way.
Yeah, again, we don't know much about the Lady Chieftains, but I think, number 5 is certainly one to keep an eye on, the senior there. Thaberge, leading scorer in terms of points per game, rebounds per game. Just an all-around solid captain there, so keep an eye on 5 tonight.
For sure, and for the Lady Chieftains, of Masconomet, they really rely on their starting lineup heavily, kind of looking through some of the stats, which we were impressed online about what they've got available as Ava Murad knocks down the first 3 of the game. They really have a lot on there, but it seems to be this starting lineup, they ride them through thick and thin. So I imagine we're not going to see a ton of substitutions here, as there's some good movement. And a nice job by Wachowski closing in, but cleanup duty for Angie Lalikos as she cleans that up for 2 points and puts Masconomet within 1. Now here's an opportunity for 3, a little bit off the mark from Ari Blake. Norwood tries to follow it up, and did this go off Murad? I think it did, but she's going to head to the, foul is on the floor. Or off of Masconomet.
I think so. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I think
we went through all of them.
all of our possible options.
For sure. Here's Wachowski behind the arc. Over for Lauren Reen. The two of them have been playing basketball together for quite a while now, including with Alexa Chorus. Alexa and Tricia, TVL All-Stars this year. Lauren, an honorable mention, along with Ava Murad, who's trying this 3 and is a little bit off the mark. So now Masconomet the other way with Mia Thaberge. Thaberge is senior for them, wearing number 5, and their leader in just about every statistical category. Mark mentioned it earlier, but that's who Norwood's going to have to watch.
Almost got the roll there as she was falling down in the paint.
Wachowski playing a lot behind the arc early on, as she sometimes gets posted up down low. Not the case today. Murad drives inside, taken on by 2 Lady Chieftains, and Norwood shooting a little bit off here in the early going, about 2.5 minutes in.
Yeah, they've had some decent looks, just not getting some rolls early on.
Out to number 14, that's Riley Bovardi. Bovardi, one of 3 captains on this Lady Chieftain team. She's a junior, so perhaps the youth movement is underway for this Masconomet team that also has a lot of freshmen on the roster.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that down here. Yeah, they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So that's, again, bodes well for a squad that went 14-5 this year.
For sure, and a team that's had a lot of turnover recently, or at least from what we've kind of been seeing, as Masconomet is unable to get the ball inbounds in time. Great. Really nice work by Ava Murad and the rest of the Norwood team to defend the inbounds pass.
That's great pressure right there. Never gave her an option.
It's the little things that this Norwood team does so well under Coach McDonald, who really praises the details. Her teams work hard in and out. So now here is Masconomet. Cote dishes off, and Cote took an extra step. So that's Remy Cote, number 35, another senior for the Lady Chieftains, and she is called for the travel. So it looks like we're going to see a substitution coming in here. It's the first substitution of the game for Masconomet, and it's number 50, who, if I'm looking down at my roster, Mark, I'm not seeing. So maybe a jersey snafu here.
Of course that's what it's going to be.
For sure. Here's Alexa Chorus from beyond the arc, and she's off the mark, but a nice offensive rebound for Ari Blake. A little bounce pass over for Wachowski. She'll stretch it out from 3. Off the back of the rim, but another offensive board. Who again? It's Ari Blake. And after being pressured by the Masconomet team, she draws a foul, and that'll be the first of the game.
Great work there by Norwood in terms of the offensive boards. It's interesting. I mean, they early on here, the Mustangs looking to shoot, a number of 3s. They have 1, but they seem to be kind of like starting off very early, trying to see what they can throw in from further outside.
Lauren Reen sizes up number 50. Makes a little bit of a bounce pass to the outside. Murad tries to get in on Thaberge. She takes on 3 players, and she's fouled on her way to the hoop. So Norwood draws a consecutive fouls here, and that'll send Ava Murad to the line.
Great first step, too. She able to get that bounce pass through and then drive strong to the hoop to draw the foul.
Murad is a junior for the Mustangs and will attempt their first free throws of the contest. She is in and out. Tough luck on that
In, out,
one.
roll around, and out it goes. Yeah.
And Murad is someone who's had a great year. Her first year as an upperclassman on this team. Didn't really get a whole lot of playing time last year, but she has really stepped up in a big way, as we mentioned earlier, on her way to being a TVL honorable mention, and with the only 4 points for Norwood in this contest so far. Mia Taberg, though, answers the other way, and we are knotted up at 4. Wachowski in transition tries to drive, doesn't get it to go. And now Masconomet the other way. Here's Taberg, kicks it back out. The shot from number 14, Bovardi. The defensive board, goes off the fingertips of Murad, and Wachowski secures it.
Sharp look. Nice look.
Talk about fast break.
Yep.
And Norwood gets a nice long pass. They connect with Bella Chorus, number 12, who just came off the bench. And it looks like Coach Jay Lanaho doesn't like what he sees there. He'll take the game's first timeout roughly about halfway through this first quarter.
Yeah, that was a pretty pass. You could feel like after Witkowski had her fast break and that she wasn't able to put it in, but Mustang maybe trying to pick up that tempo a little bit, maybe trying to push a little bit more as opposed to kind of having that outside. But you can see Reen's pass here. What a great look.
Wow.
Yep.
She is such a great distributor.
Yes.
And obviously comes from a family that's had a tremendous history of success in this Norwood program. I believe that Erin Reen just won a championship in college. So kudos to Erin, another Norwood alum.
If you're in a basketball arena and you're in Norwood, chances are there is a Reen somewhere, either on the floor, in the stands, watching as an alumni or a Reen coming on the way up.
For sure.
So.
And a lot of them do come back. Megan
Yes.
was, I believe, a 1,000-point scorer here. Kaylin had a great career here as well. And we see them here supporting their sisters, coming back.
Oh, yeah.
It's a program that really stays strong and stays good with its alumni.
Definitely. And a nice crowd so far this evening as they start to trickle in. I think tonight looks like I'm looking down off here to the right, the student section. Looks like it's a blackout night tonight. They're all in their dark T-shirts, so.
For sure. Well, it's got to be a different theme than they had last night.
Yeah.
Across the 3 games, Norwood
Yes.
was hosting one of them, the hockey
Change
game
it
at
up.
home. For sure. So we're officially halfway through the first quarter. It's 6-4 in favor of the Mustangs as their defensive pressure continues to frustrate Masconomet. And they get bailed out a little bit by a whistle. I think the foul will go against Alexa Chorus, Norwood's second of the game.
Little aggressive by Alexa, but still some nice stuff, making the Masco player work. Just got a little bit too close on contact.
So here's number 35, Remy Cote, one of the captains for this Masconomet team. Gets it over to a co-captain, Mia Taberg, who's their leading scorer and leader in just about every category. Taberg has her pocket picked, though. Nice play by the Mustangs as they come the other way. Led here by Murad, who kicks it over for Reen. Lauren Reen inside with the right hand. Can't get it to go, but a nice rebound for the Mustangs. It's Alexa Chorus cleaning up as she gets on the board to make it 8-4.
Say offensive rebounds so far this evening for the Mustangs have been kind of one of the difference makers right now.
They've gotten a number of them so far. They may have more offensive boards than Masconomet has in the game thus far. Taberg now, who collects a number of boards herself. She is somebody who can do it all. Masconomet moves it around the horn. Wachowski guarding number 50 closely. Brad almost got her hands in the way of another pass. She's already got a couple steals today. They move it over with 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and that defensive pressure forces a travel. Another turnover by the Lady Chieftains.
Yeah, it's too bad because I thought on that least sequence anyway, the Chieftains appear to be at least moving the ball, rotating it to the other side of the court. And there was some sharp ball movement there, and I think when they started to count down at 8, I think got a little panicky and maybe took that extra step.
Couple of substitutions for the Mustangs as Joy Robinson, who just fell down but did a nice job recovering, checks in. Ari Blake also checks back in for Norwood. There's a nice move inside, and it's Ava Murad, who's got 6 of Norwood's 10 points tonight. She has really made a big contribution so far. So the Mustangs not afraid to go to their bench here in the first quarter. Now driving inside, it's number 50 trying to get around Robinson, and she gets it to go.
Gets the roll. That's an important hoop there for Masco to kind of slow things down a little bit anyway and keep themselves on the board.
Nice kick from Robinson as she connects with Chorus, and almost reaching in to grab that offensive rebound was Murad, but it looks like she'll commit the foul instead.
Yeah, that was close, and she just was a little bit little bit more aggressive, so she stepped inside and picked up the contact.
And here comes another wave of substitutions off screen for Norwood as we see number 10, Bella Morgan, enter, and number 3, Cece Becker, enters for the first time. So Norwood rolling with one senior right now. That's Alexa Corus. She's out there with Robinson, Blake, Becker, and Morgan. Here's a shot from the elbow, and it goes in. A 2-point shot for number 50, who's up to 4 points tonight for Masconomet.
Yeah, nice look, nice assist, wide open shot. That's a tough one, too.
Nice play from her again, coming back the other way, guarded by Becker the whole way, but Becker commits the foul, and that will send number 50 to the line with the opportunity for more and a chance to make it a tie game.
Yeah, aggressive play. Pays off, and then strong to the hoop.
So 2 shots coming as the foul was charged to number 3, Cece Becker. That is Norwood's. As we see a little bit of a hesitation on the shot there, but number 50 knocks it down. Norwood's got 4 fouls so far in the quarter. So here's the second of 2. A little bit of commentary from the student section. The Masco team was pointing at Ari Blake.
Yeah.
I think she moved on that mark.
She did. I think it was a lane violation there. You had mentioned, the little slight hesitation on her first shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is her. That's the way she shoots them.
Yeah, I almost thought it was
Yeah.
the student section maybe getting in her head.
That's right.
I tell you, that's effective.
Yeah.
If that's going to draw the other team off like
Yep,
that.
because that's exactly what Blake did. She stepped in.
Nice job by Joy Robinson to get that rebound there. Robinson gets it over for Blake now. So Blake commits the lane violation, but Norwood immediately answers by getting a defensive rebound off of back-to-back misses from number 50 at the charity stripe. Here's Alexa Corus now. Gets it over for Bella Morgan. Morgan kicks it out for Robinson. Here's Robinson for 3. Looked good from our angle for a moment, but is just slightly off the mark. Now a bit of a mad scramble, and Dr. Galligan ends up with the ball. And the call here is definitely not to Norwood's liking. Or is it?
I know. I think it is. I think the
Is
roar,
Masconomet that loud?
I was going to say, wow, that was a pretty strong reaction there. And I go, maybe they travel well, right?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, Masconomet over an hour away as they are off of 95. Exit 72, as I was looking at earlier, as Alexa Corus drives inside to make that happen. They were loud in this gym,
Yep.
probably the loudest I've heard so far. So kudos to the fan section for the Lady Chieftains. Here's Remy Cote now working against 2 Norwood defenders, and they'll call a travel. Well, that was close. It could have gone either way there, but Norwood gets the fortunate call on that one.
Yeah, strong defense, kind of, Blake held her own.
Norwood has gone back to their senior-heavy lineup. They can only go so heavy on that with only 3 seniors on the roster. Here is Ari Blake, one of the underclassmen for this team. Wachowski steps back, kicks it over for Blake, who'll try a 3. Off the back of the rim and no good, and it comes right out to number 14. That's Riley Bavardi. Over for number 50, who moves inside. Oh, Wachowski got a hand on it and somehow keeps her balance. Tell you, that's some great footwork from the Norwood senior captain, Tricia Wachowski. Here's Alexa Corus in the far corner. Slows things down a bit. Yeah, Norwood with the shot clock off is going to play for the last shot here. Corus around the horn for Blake, who thought about the 3. 10 seconds left on the shot clock and in the quarter. There's a little handoff from Marine as Wachowski tries to take it inside. But now Masco has a chance for the last shot. It'll have to be a long one as Bovardi heaves it up. The shot doesn't go. And an exciting first quarter, Mark Hoover. 12-9 Norwood. This is not going to be a runaway, I think, by any stretch.
No. And I mean, any time it looked like, Norwood might, pull something away here, Masconomet slowed things down. They were able to kind of crawl, their way back into this. They're fortunate. I think in terms of turnovers, the Lady Chieftains had a number of travels and a number of turnovers. But, the Mustangs find themselves here in a quick little dogfight. But not to be unexpected. We don't know anything about, the Lady Chieftains in terms of who they play and what kind of, conference they come out of. But they're winners of 10 of their last 11. So
that is nothing to sneeze at, no matter who you're playing.
Yeah, yep. So 14-5, the records are very, close in terms of wins and losses for both squads. So it's shaping up to be a good one already tonight.
For sure. We'll use this break to tell you a little bit about what we know about Masconomet. Obviously, Mark kind of filled you in on their records. Masconomet, 3 towns. So they're a regional high school that pulls from Boxford, which is where the school is based, Topsfield, and Middleton. So that's all kind of north of Boston. So I tell you, this had to be some kind of a trek through rush hour traffic for them to get here. They've been in the tournament for 6 straight years and have a first-year head coach who we were reading about is a teacher at their middle school.
Yeah.
So an alumni as well.
Basketball player, class of 2014. So
Jalen Aho is Masconomet through and through and is back here at the helm of the girls team in his first year and has the team in the tournament on a good run. So a young head coach seems to bring a lot of energy, and the Masco girls seems to be feeding off of that. Masco's got number 13, Sadie Morris, in the game. She didn't play in the first quarter, but now gets an opportunity here. And Norwood draws an off-ball foul, it looks like. The team very excited about that one. No, excuse me, they'll call it on the Mustangs. I've had my fouls mixed up left and right today.
well, that's why we're up here, not down on the floor, see?
So the Mustangs will get a substitution coming in. Here comes number 14, Liliana Cordani. So Cordani, a freshman on this Mustang team, thrust into a big role here in her first tournament game. This is Berg trying to drive inside, and this time it'll go Norwood's way. These refs, Mark, are very strict with the travels tonight.
Very tight. I mean, I think they got her for an offensive foul, so she picks up her second. So keep an eye on that.
So
yeah,
Berg
she gets
now with
subbed
2
out right
fouls.
now. Yeah, you don't want to pick up that third here.
Yeah, especially so early on in that second quarter, as number 50 will check back in. As a fan of the Yukon Huskies and someone who was going to many games that Jim Calhoun coached, I know that a lot of coaches, especially him, you hit that third foul in the second quarter, there was no chance you were playing anymore.
That's right. That's right. You don't need that. So that you keep an eye on your leading scorer. You can't afford to have her pick up her third.
And a little bit of a jumble there, as the Masconomet fans happy that the refs say it went off of Wachowski. I tell you, there's been a lot for the refs to contend with early on. They've had to make a lot of close calls.
They are getting their money's worth tonight.
So now the Lady Chieftains bring it up with number 35, Remy Cote. Kicks it over for number 50. Here's number 13, Sadie Morris. Morris kicks it back out for Cote. Nice pass inside. She was looking to connect with Lilikos, but Wachowski takes it away. Number 11, Wachowski, a bounce pass over for Ari Blake. Blake likes the shot from 3. Off the mark there, though. And the rebound now to Cote. 6:50 to go. We're just starting this second quarter of action. 12-9 in favor of the hometown Norwood Mustangs. The Mustangs ranked 9th in this tournament. Masconomet number 24. Here's number 50, guarded by the freshman Cordani, with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's a 3 attempt from Morris, in and out, and a nice strong rebound from Lauren Reen. And of course, it's the long pass from Reen, and this time it doesn't go. I thought it might be different there, Mark.
Yep. I tell you, boy, Reen, when she gets that ball and just has her head up and looking straight down the court, and she zips it up there.
She's like a quarterback out there, I tell you.
Yep.
And the Mustangs will go to the bench here as Wachowski, who's played really hard. She's been involved in a lot of close plays and calls that we've seen early on. She'll get a much-deserved breather as Bella Morgan checks in. So we'll see now another foul. This one looks like it'll also go against the Mustangs.
Yeah, you mentioned Trish Wachowski in terms of her playing hard. I mean, I think that's kind of par for the course for her. Since she first stepped onto this court back as a freshman, she has always played, 110%, whether it be on the defensive glass or, working hard underneath offensively, and then still not afraid to, put one up from behind the line. So, all-around player.
And a good person, too. She's a humble kid. I had the pleasure of teaching her last year in class. Does a great job in the classroom as well. So a true student-athlete in that sense. 7 points tonight for number 50 from Masconomet, but Norwood answers right immediately.
Back. That's a big, big hoop.
To perhaps the loudest roar of the crowd, and it's the freshman Cordani who makes it happen to give Norwood a 3-point lead. Chance to make it 4.
And again, that's kind of impressive, right? Obviously, as a freshman here, you're stepping into your first, state tournament game.
And Cordani hits the free throw, too. So her
Cool
first
as can
free
be,
throw
yeah,
look
exactly
in tournament action
Yep.
goes down. So Cote and Masconomet seem to be inching closer and closer, and every time they do, Norwood seems to find an answer. So this seems to be a fun game. We hope you'll stick with us. Morris almost took an extra step there. Coach McDonald thought she did. Now she's guarded by Murad. Finally gets it out. Here's number 33, Ava Allen. Kicks it over, and Morris almost lost the handle again. Murad has been frustrating her. And now she throws it into the legs of Bella Morgan. And let's see, the possession arrow points towards Masconomet. Or maybe it pointed towards Norwood, and they were just so quick on it. Right. I tell you, I've not been great on the calls so far. Apologies to the folks listening at home.
Well, so because I thought the same thing. I looked down and I saw the arrow pointing, and I go, oh, he's
Right.
pointing to, but Kevin knows better, and so he'll switch it. So now we know that Masconomet gets the arrow pointing their way next time.
For sure. So here's Joy Robinson now. Tries to make a move inside. Has her pocket picked by Taberg, who's on the ground, surrounded by a number of Mustangs. Excuse me, that was Ava Allen.
And now with the jump ball, we know that we were like one
There
or
we
two
go.
plays ahead.
That's it.
So Masconomet, now they get possession.
Masco will go with a substitution. Number 15, that's Sabrina Caffarelli, who is a freshman for this Masco team, will enter the game. So without the senior captain Taberg in there, it seems like Coach Aho doesn't want to go to her with 2 fouls here midway through the second quarter. They're going with a lot of new lineups. Number 50 now trying to drive inside, gets it to go. And with 9 points tonight, the unnamed, at least on our score sheet, number 50, has been lighting it up for the Lady Chieftains.
And for those of you that may be watching at home up in the North Shore, at halftime, we'll go down and get the name.
We're going to figure it out because
That's
she's
right.
been dynamite.
That's right.
Here's Cordani trying to take on the whole team herself. Kicks it out to Robinson. Robinson with an outlet pass to Murad. 26 seconds left, so still plenty of time on the shot clock. And Murad gets the and one.
Strong move.
8 points tonight for Ava Murad and a chance to add to that total as Norwood is up 17-13. The foul will go on number 15, Sabrina Caffarelli for Masconomet. And Norwood will go with some substitutions, giving Morgan and Robinson a little bit of a rest here as Wachowski and Blake check in.
It's going to be interesting to see what Aho does. He doesn't want this game to get too far away from him score-wise, and you can only sit your leading scorer for so long. I know she's sitting there with 2 fouls, but at the same time, you just can't let the Mustangs get too far ahead of you. Granted, you got the whole second half. And it looks like he might take a quick timeout here to figure out what's what, or maybe it looked like it was a Norwood timeout.
Yeah, it's the biggest lead that Norwood's had as we see a replay of that last take here from Rad that she earned the free throw on. Finally, Norwood got a little bit of help from the rim there.
Yeah, they've had a couple times that's been rolling out tonight for them, but they was able to complete the 3-point play to extend that lead to 5.
Now, it was interesting because I was kind of watching as Murad was getting set up for the free throw. The ref was talking over something with Alexa Corus and Coach McDonald and assistant coach Steve Burrell just before. So I'm not sure maybe if something was said or maybe Alexa had gotten bumped or something like that. She seemed to kind of be a little bit out of sorts as well. Was kind of looking around to figure out what was going on. So maybe Norwood is just taking the time out to say, hey, let's collect ourselves.
Right, and that might be probably, and again, there's some of the things, the intangibles that Coach O'Donnell brings to her game is that, she gets a sense of that before any player gets too far afield. Mm-hmm. Take a step, take a breath. You've got yourself in a nice position right here in the second quarter. You don't want things to get, out of hand. So
that's
calm
the guidance counselor in her, right?
Exactly. There you go.
Kristen does a
Many
great
hats.
job at the high school as well, and we know guidance counselors do have to wear many hats, especially these days. And she seems to take those talents onto the basketball court with her. It's a great coaching staff for Norwood. We're biased because our own Joey O'Connor, who calls a lot of games, was coaching the JV team this year and is down there on the bench this year. Steve Burrell is a teacher at Norwood High School, does a great job with them as well after coming over from the boys program. Here's a shot from Reen that's off the mark. And I tell you, Coach McDonald seems to be growing that staff.
Oh, yeah.
People want to join and coach with her. It's really a good mark on her. So here's Cote now. The freshman Cordani remains in the game for Norwood. So she's getting a lot of responsibility here, playing most of the second quarter. Number 50 takes it inside. She's off the mark. And I believe this is going to go Masconomet's way. Coach McDonald thought she saw differently. And actually it appears she did. That's why I'm not coaching. I think I've gotten every single call wrong. I just should be watching the referees here. Got to learn better.
You know, it's been interesting to watch Coach, you know, over these years. She is constantly coaching, constantly instructing. And, you know, she's the kind, if you watch as the camera goes by, you'll see she is, I don't think she sits at any point in time during the course of the contest. And if she does, she's like literally going, what am I doing? And she pops right back up. So she is moving up and down, you know, to the extent she can, and constantly coaching this entire team.
There's a foul just a moment ago on Ava Allen, the first on Allen, the fourth in the quarter for Masconomet. A little bit of a long lead pass as Reen was looking to connect with Murad that was off the mark. But yeah, I tell you, Mark, before the game, I was looking to see where Coach McDonald was, and I couldn't find her. I said, you know, is she sick or something? Why is she? But it's because she's moving around all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas a lot of other people might stay seated, I tell you, she cannot stay seated for long. I'm sure she's shooting some shots herself while the team's practicing.
Yeah, yep.
Here's Ari Blake, kicks it over for Murad. Murad is Norwood's leading scorer so far. Lauren Reen from beyond the arc, in and out, but the rebound comes to Cordani with the help of Murad. Wachowski from the top of the arc. She gets it to go.
We were talking about her, you know, work inside defensively, work inside offensively, and then here she is, you know, stepping up and draining the three.
First points of the tournament for Trisha Wachowski in her senior year, and I'm sure those won't be the last as she hits a loud three to give Norwood their biggest lead of the game at 7 points. 2:15 to go here in the second quarter. Number 50 drives inside, but the rebound comes to Ava Murad again, who's probably closing in on a double-double mark.
Yeah, she has been everywhere tonight.
Motions Blake now inside, kicks it for Wachowski, and they'll say Wachowski took a step. Wachowski didn't quite agree, but she's not one to mouth off and certainly doesn't do it there.
And even if you did, you're probably not going to get the ref to change his or her
That's for
mind,
sure.
right? They tend to go, nope, that's the call. You accept it and you move on. You may not agree with it, but so it looks like Aho is going to put the Burge back in.
Yep.
Now that it's up to an 8-point lead.
Not surprising,
Yep.
and I think kind of what you were saying, Mark. He didn't really want this game to get away from them too soon. Allen now tried to make a move inside, but it's Cordani who comes away with the steal, and looking the ball handling from her, it eventually goes out of bounds, but I tell you, she had that from the steal into transition, still with her dribble for quite a while. Impressive coordination from the freshman. So 1:40 to go. Here's to Berg. Kicks it over for number 50 beyond the arc, guarded by Cordani. She moves inside, kicks it for Ava Allen. Allen off the back of the rim, no good. And almost another rebound to the freshman Cordani. Instead, it's Taberg that comes away with it. And looks like they're going to call an extra step on Taberg.
Yep. She was hoping to maybe get a push or a foul on that, but just basically kind of had bodies on the ground, and she was moving with the ball as she was on the ground. So
wouldn't have been surprised if they had made that call.
Yep.
There's been a lot of close ones. So the Mustangs will give the freshman Cordani a break. Well-deserved for her. She's done a heck of a job here in the fourth quarter. And they'll roll now with the three seniors, along with Ava Murad and Bella Chorus. Here's Wachowski, knocks down another three.
wow, it was one of those boys, she just turned around.
She is just stone-faced there on the court
Look at that.
after knocking down two triples in the span of a minute. So now under 60 seconds left in the first half. There's a long lead pass, as I think Lauren Reen thought Chorus might have had more speed than she did on that play. And to Berg now. 47 seconds left in the game clock. 26 now on the shot clock. Number 50 has had a big quarter. She's got 9 points total for Masconomet. Over for number 20, Lalikas. Kicks it back for Taberg. Off the back of the rim, it doesn't go, and a bit of a crowd in there for the rebounds. And based on the cheering, it looks like the foul's going to go against Norwood.
Yeah, there were bodies flying around off of that
I
rebound.
think Bella Chorus. So Chorus does pick up the foul. It's the third foul of the quarter against the Mustangs. And the first personal against Bella Chorus, as Coach McDonald is going to draw something up with her team here. Tell you, Mark, did the scoreboard go out here? This wasn't you this time.
I don't know. And I don't know if you were watching last night. So at the KP game, I didn't see it. But according to Joe DeVingo, the scoreboard went out again for just a second. And I, again, insisted I was nowhere near the scoreboard last night. I am nowhere near the scoreboard tonight.
There we go. Well, this one came back pretty quickly, so I think that was Miss Notabart down there. Got things figured out. Tell you, the last basketball game I did here, not the Ethernet, but the cord came out of the wall that was attaching to our NCM cameras. So if you watch the game in which Maddie Mahoney scored the 1,000th point, there's no scoreboard on there. That's not NCM's fault. That's just, again, scoreboard technology has been not our forte as a school this winter season. There's a 2-point play for number 50 for Masconomet. So she has really been lighting things up. And Norwood will go with the substitution. Yeah, so she is now already up to 11. Again, apologies to the folks in Masconomet as we didn't have number 50 on our roster. Maybe a little bit of a jersey switch here, but we'll get that figured out at halftime. So 30 seconds left. Shot clock is off. 12 points now for number 50. She's got 12 of Masconomet's 16.
Yeah, but and that's kind of a surprise. Again, you thought maybe Taberge would be the one, to carry the load. I guess that maybe if I'm Norwood, that might give me a little concern because she's averaging 12, almost 12 per game. And I think they've kept her pretty quiet so far tonight. You don't need her to catch fire in the second half.
Yeah, she's going to eat eventually, but against this Coach McDonald defense, that might not be the case. Reen has to hurry. She makes another inside pass. Connects with Chorus, and the half will end with Norwood having a double-digit 10-point lead.
What a terrific pass. Boy, that's... I think if I'm coach, I look at that. That's the kind of thing you love to see, right? The basket's great. The 2 points are terrific, but man, that is just a terrific look. Bounce pass, great assist.
What a job by the Norwood team as they've got their biggest lead of the game. It feels like we keep saying that as they keep building it, but now it's 26-16, and the number 9 seeded Mustangs seems to be starting to get in control now.
So we are halfway through here on game 1 for the Mustangs, and we will be back with second half action right after this.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Norwood High School. I'm Joe Pinola alongside Mark Hoover and our wonderful camera crew of Sam Gurney and Michaela Brown. We've got a great game so far, Mark. This Masconomet team, even though they're down 10 right now, as a number 24 seed, they've got some energy, and that could be dangerous here come the second half. I
think so. I mean, obviously you enjoy, a double-digit lead to start things off. But, yeah, I think this is a team that can score fairly quickly. Again, Taberge has been, fairly quiet tonight. And if she, catches fire, you just never know where they may, crawl themselves right back into it. So I think setting the tone here for the second half is going to be, again, thank you, Captain Obvious, but, critical for the Mustangs here. Take control.
So the Mustangs will go with their 3 seniors here on the court to start the second half. Actually, I believe this is the same lineup they used to start the game. The seniors, Alexa Chorus, Trisha Wachowski, as this one's going Norwood way, and Lauren Reen. They've also got Ava Murad, who right now is Norwood's leading scorer with 9 points, and the sophomore Ari Blake. For Masconomet, we have learned that number 50 is Samaya Lalikos. So credit to Samaya. She has played an excellent game so far. Apologies that we're only getting her name to you now, but don't take anything away from her and her 12 points. She has the lion's share of the points for the Lady Chieftains today.
But you did call it. You'd said, it was probably a uniform malfunction. And normally
is that the official word?
That is the official word. Normally 12 on your program, but apparently maybe it didn't make it into the bag on the way of the trip, or somehow she wound up with the extra number 50.
Well, we were talking before. Now this is unreliable Wikipedia, but I'll regale the listeners at home as Wachowski knocks down her third three, falling down.
Yep.
According to unreliable Wikipedia, when I was seeing some things on Masconomet High School, as Taberge gets this one to go. Masconomet obviously red, and they've got the Chieftains logo. Apparently the Chiefs were playing a game against the Patriots here a while ago, a game at Gillette. The Chiefs jerseys got delivered to New Jersey, go figure, as scoring lights up as I start telling a story, as Ava Murad now is up to 11 with a chance to make it more. But the story goes that the Chiefs jerseys were misplaced. They weren't sure if they were going to get them in time, and one of the backup plans was, let's use the Masconomet helmets if the Chiefs can't get theirs. I'm not sure if they'd fit some of those offensive linemen, but apparently that was bandied about and discussed, and Wikipedia has it sourced. You can check it out. But kind of a fun story about a school that we don't know a whole lot about around here.
Right. So, in terms of, jerseys number 50, number 12, I mean, they clearly have the equipment.
That's it. They've got a bunch of those. So Norwood there got a 3-point play just a moment ago from Ava Murad, who is now up to 12 points. And it looks like this ball will stay with Masconomet as a foul goes against the Mustangs. The foul was on Trisha Wachowski, number 11, and that is Trisha's second of the game, it appears, as this one goes off a foot. And based on the reaction by Wachowski, by one of the Masconomet players, it looks like it'll be Norwood ball. So Ava Murad will inbound this. Coach McDonald sticking with this starting lineup that she began the first quarter with. Those three seniors, and Wachowski, who is a little bit off on this shot, almost has it fall right into the hands of Chorus. And it looks like it'll stay with Norwood.
Yeah, Tricia had a nice wide open look right there and just kind of left it a little short. But she had gotten herself in a nice little open space for that shot.
Wachowski has not been perfect from the floor, but when she's made shots, they've counted.
Yep.
She has 9 points tonight, courtesy of 3 3-pointers. So someone who's got the height that Tricia does, who plays with the intensity she does, especially inside the paint, she can stretch out her game and knock it down from 3. Here's number 14. This is Riley Bavardi. She's a junior captain for this Masconomet team. Inside to number 20, and a nifty move there from Angie Lalikos. I've got to imagine Samaya's sister. And the Lalikos sisters have combined for 16 of the 20 points for the Lady Chieftains.
That's their equivalent up there of the Reen family, probably.
Maybe it is a Lalikos dynasty in Boxford. As we mentioned, Masconomet made of 3 towns, Boxford, Topsfield, and Middleton, coached by an alumnus for them in Jalen Aho.
Another turnover there. We have seen a couple double dribbles. We've seen some traveling here.
The referees have called this game tight, Mark.
They really have.
So Ava Murad now will inbound this. Norwood has made one substitution as Lauren Reen has checked out here early in the third quarter. And the freshman, Liliana Cordani, number 14, has re-entered the game. Oh, I thought this was going to be good from Trisha Wachowski. She shoots it with that confidence.
She does, yeah. She almost got that roll there off of the back of the rim.
So now Masconomet getting it to Bavardi. Bavardi will try to stretch it out, but she's off the front of the rim, and Norwood collects the rebound with Alexa Chorus. Nice hands from Chorus to keep it out of the way of a steal. And now Murad from 3. Airballs it, and it comes to Bavardi, who loses the handle.
Yeah, that's got to be just a little frustrating, right? You've got a chance for possession there, a clean rebound, and just, unfortunately, misplayed it. So Mustangs get a second chance with a fresh shot clock.
If the Mustangs were to win this game, they would be traveling potentially to number 8, Bill Ricca. Bill Ricca is taking on Middleborough. That happens tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, so I've got to imagine if the Mustangs were to win that perhaps the team would look into seeing if they've got some cable access or maybe even traveling out to one of those schools themselves, as that one of those two would be their next opponent. Norwood, of course, would love to be able to host a game, especially as the only team left for Norwood in the tournament. So here is the free throw attempt coming from Alexa Chorus.
Takes that home court roll.
Well, Norwood hasn't gotten those home court rolls much as Wachowski checks out and Bella Morgan checks back in, number 10. The rim has kind of been mean to them so far today, so that's nice to see it going their way this time. And the second one is good. No help from the rim needed.
Say that one
So Alexa is now up to 6 points tonight. And so now Taberg and this Masconomet team will have to get going. Mia's off the mark there, and battling for the rebound is Angie Lalikos, and she does enough battling that it ticks off the hand of Murad, and will stick with the Lady Chieftains.
I think this is an important offensive possession for the Chieftains here.
For sure, you don't want to let this game get too far away. Moving inside is Cote, and we'll see another foul going against Norwood. I think, is this one going on Ari Blake? No, excuse me, Bella Morgan. So the first personal foul for Bella Morgan, second team foul of the quarter for the Mustangs. We do count fouls by the quarter now, as that is something new that I believe that's a this year change in the MIAA. So apologies if we revert back to calling them by half. Berg there was moving as she shot it, and no argument from me on that one.
Yeah. No, and you know, it's interesting. She's kind of struggled here tonight in terms of turnovers. That's not the first time that she's been called for the travel, and a couple double dribbles. And I don't know if she's trying to press. A coach will take a timeout here for Norwood. But yeah, she's just trying to get into a groove, and she hasn't been able to do so yet tonight.
Well, it's been called very tightly.
It really has.
Now, the thing that I do like about Berg, obviously we haven't seen her play here before. These schools don't play very often. But as a senior with a lot of pressure on her, when a call doesn't go her way, she seems to shake it off and be able to get right back on defense. And I tell you, you see her attitude in the court. She's got a real good one. So,
she does. Yep.
So we don't know a whole lot about Mia Berg, and obviously there's a lot more to the story. She's had a great career at Masconomet.
Definitely.
But from what we're seeing, even in a game when she's struggling, kudos to her for keeping her head up and continuing to play hard. It's a credit to her. It's a credit to her family and to her coach as well.
Yeah, it's obviously a reason you name certain individuals captains, and you know, if you're not able to kind of put that scoring touch on like you'd hope to, you got to contribute in other ways, and other folks might need to step up. So we'll see what as this one progresses.
So we'll come out of the timeout with Norwood holding a 14-point advantage. Thanks for joining us at home, whether you're all the way up near Masconomet Regional High School or here in Norwood, or as my wife is with our 2-month-old baby in North Attleboro. Kudos to them, and my wife, who has done a wonderful job with baby Paige.
Well, we're hoping to get Paige on the microphone
for
pretty
sure.
soon, right? I mean, she's 2 months. I mean, she should be able to help us out.
Should be talking by now,
right? Come on.
So here is Alexa Corris from beyond the arc. She faked everybody out on that shot. Somehow collects that ball as it was scooting around. Comes out to Cordani with a good-looking shot, but the rebound to Ava Murad. Murad waves off her teammate. She wants some space. Kicks it for Corris. Now Reen thought about the shot, but makes another football-length pass over to Cordani. She drives inside. Tell you, Mark, this student section seems like they're about to explode every pass.
Yeah.
They're starting to really get into it, but unfortunately Cordani missed the shot there.
She's showing a lot of leadership, and from just a freshman, certainly not afraid to take that ball strong to the hoop, not afraid to put one up from outside. She's playing like she's been here many, many times.
The freshmen in this game have been impressive. Obviously, Cordani on the Norwood side. Joy Robinson has given Norwood some big minutes as a freshman. And obviously, Samaya Lalikos for Masconomet has been lighting it up wearing number 50 tonight. Here is Wachowski, but it's blown off. Wachowski took an extra step. Yeah, and from the look of Wachowski's face, I'm not sure she was in too much agreement on that one. Starting to become a pretty packed house here at the school on the hill as folks are back from work and the students are packing the student section. A couple of students were playing around on the court at halftime there. This is the one team that remains, and the Mustangs hoping that their winter tournament run doesn't end prematurely tonight. Here's Murad moving inside. Nice play from Angie Lalikos as she blocks her cleanly. And now coming back the other way is her sister, and she is fouled, and she'll head to the line.
Wow, she really picked up a quick head of steam there off of the block and then just took it off coast to coast. It was a sharp play.
So heading to the line already with 12 points tonight of Masco's 20 is Samaya Lalikos, wearing number 50 tonight instead of her usual number 12. So I guess if you're in the Northeastern Conference, be on the lookout for either number, because she can certainly light it up.
Maybe that's the plan, right? If they if they win here tonight, you're not quite sure who to guard.
Yeah, keep
50
switching
and then 12
uniforms,
shows
right?
up.
Norwood will go with a substitution as Alexa Chorus checks out and Ari Blake will re-enter. So Norwood will have Blake, Wachowski, Murad, Cordani, and Reen on the court. A real mix of different ages out there for Coach McDonald, who likes to mix it up with her team. We've seen that a lot today. Murad will double back now. She is guarded by number 35, Remy Cote, who also has a sister on the team. Zoe Cote is number 4, but we've yet to see her tonight. Here is Wachowski. Nice move inside. Kicks it back for Blake. Now around the horn for Reen. Another long pass. Reen likes to play with fire on those. She finds Wachowski with a good take to the hoop, but is off the mark here.
That was a strong move by Wachowski. It just wasn't able to finish, but a really nice play. That's a nice spin move right there.
Oh, Cote can't get it to go either.
That's too bad.
You mentioned that strong move, Mark. Tell you, a couple of years ago, that move had some shades of Megan Olbrys. She used to do that consistently for this Norwood team. And Megan, who I think was a little bit banged up this year at college, has done a nice job with the Villanova Wildcats. I'm sure she's getting excited for March Madness coming up in the near future.
Yeah, it is fun. Every now and then, I'll just kind of hop on the Wildcats website to follow, see how she's doing. Yeah, she seemed a little quiet. She started off this year for them, and I think she might have been banged up a little bit, but I think she's back in the mix as a sophomore, enjoying that. Yeah, that's some big time stuff. I mean, they were out in Oregon and Washington, she's.
It's a heck of a way to see the country to be a
bad.
D1 college athlete, right? And especially in the Big East, I tell you, you play some primo schools there. So here's Mia Taberg trying to drive inside. I think she was surprised at how open she found herself in the middle of the court, but she'll draw a foul nonetheless.
Yeah, that closed quickly, but you're right. Yeah, it looked like there was this nice little opening, and she snuck right in. And probably one of those, sometimes you talk about good fouls. It wasn't a shooting, it was on the floor, so.
Well, it might be a good foul in that sense, but one of the storylines that might be starting to develop is that's the third foul on Trisha Wachowski.
Yep.
And as we say that, Coach McDonald noticed as well, and she'll sub Trisha out. So Bella Morgan, who's kind of been operating as Norwood's backup center whenever Wachowski isn't on the court, will check back in. 3 fouls in the Norwood senior could spell trouble. Here's number 50. That was Samaya Lalikos off the mark there, but it'll stay with Masconomet. Ari Blake doesn't think so, but I tell you, they've gotten chance after chance, and now a fresh 35 on the shot clock.
Yeah, one of the assistant coaches there for Masco really was, trying to cheer him on and all that. They still weren't able to kind of come away with points. So just probably a little frustrating. He had a lot of opportunities.
Nice pass over from Cordani. She finds Murad. Murad taking down the whole team.
Wow.
She drives inside, and she's got 14 tonight with 1:52 left to go in the third quarter.
That's a big hoop right there for the Mustangs.
Nice play there, and did it go off of Norwood?
Yeah.
Tell you, the timing of the whistle seemed to indicate it did. Coach McDonald thinks she sees differently, and she'll talk things over with the referee just off screen. But it was an impressive play from number 14. That is Riley Bavardi, a junior captain for this Masco team, who threw the ball off of the Norwood player and managed to keep the ball with the Lady Chieftains.
Yeah. Nice, smart play.
So here's Taber, guarded by Joy Robinson, number 33, who's just re-entered for the Mustangs. And a nice take from Mia, who maybe she's starting to get cooking here late in the third quarter. Masco hanging around within 12, which is right where they were about 7 or 8 minutes ago. So they've kept things mostly even. Another substitution for the Mustangs is Alexa Chorus will re-enter the game. And she replaces Bella Morgan. So it looks like it'll be Chorus and Blake mostly playing down low. A bit of a smaller lineup for the Mustangs right now. Here is Blake, guarded by Taberg. Blake showing a little bit more confidence, it seems like, with the ball in her hands this year. She played a big role as a freshman last year and now thrust into even more responsibility this year as a sophomore. Nice bounce pass by Bavardi, and Alexa Chorus almost got her hands on that pass, but a nice little take inside there. Mark, did you catch that? Was that number 20, I believe?
Yeah, this might be a quick timeout here.
Yep.
As they have now cut it down to 8.
Remy Cote was the one who had the recent basket, and we were kind of looking around here. I think it was Angie Lilikos who had the one just before her. So back-to-back field goals for Masconomet puts them within 8. This game is as close as it's been since the second quarter.
It looked like there's some kind of confusion in terms of whether or not there was going to be a timeout. I thought Coach tried to call a timeout.
Well, let's see what happened just a moment ago. Here is the take inside from Cote, and that was the one that was just called. And then we thought we heard a timeout immediately following that, but that was ushered away rather quickly.
So big possessions for both sides here. Big defensively. If you're the Chieftains, you'd really like to see if you can make another stop here. And if you're the Mustangs, you're looking for, a nice, clean, clear shot look, and you get one right there.
Look at that, Mark. Ask and you shall receive. The student section going crazy right now as the shot is knocked down by Cordani, but Masco answers as they draw the foul, and that'll be the 15th foul against Norwood. It'll be charged to number 21, Ava Murad, her second. So 6 points tonight for the freshman Cordani.
Look at
as you
shot.
see
She
the look.
Wide open.
Mark Hoover wanted a clean option from 3, and he got it.
That's just showing some nice confidence there by the youngster.
So a couple of free throws coming up. This one takes a bit of an odd bounce for Samaya Lalikos, but she gets it to go. Samaya, according to my sheet, has been perfect from the free throw line. She's 5 of 5 today.
Well, you know what's going to happen right now, right?
Well, I mean, we are the home broadcasters, aren't we?
No.
Not always.
She heard me and she said, I don't think so.
Lalikos has been impressive. She's hit 6 free throws. She's also hit 5 field goals for a total of 16 points tonight. Masconomet, though, does not shoot many three-pointers. Norwood, on the other hand, just got one from Cordani moments ago. They've gotten a bunch today from Wachowski. Let's see if they can get one more before the quarter closes. There's about a half-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, and it appears the Mustangs will play for that last shot. Wachowski over for Cordani. 5 seconds left. Cordani will take it herself. It's a good look
Up
inside.
Strong.
And Wachowski falling away from the hoop, almost trying to do the skyhook shot. Can't get it to go. So this quarter started out with the Mustangs having a 10-point lead. They've only got a 9-point lead now, but is it the end of the quarter?
You got .2 up on the board, so.
Yeah. So I don't know how quick you can get a shot off, but if you're the referees, you got to give Masco the opportunity. And they're going to get a chance here to get an inbound pass and a long heave. Or
no heave.
I think Masco knew that was probably lower odds than me hitting the lottery tonight.
Right.
So either way, an exciting third quarter. Masco is not dead yet. They are fighting in this tournament. And if you're joining us just now, buckle up because this is going to be a fun fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Masco right now, I'm very pleased with the way you ended that third quarter. They really started to kind of pick up the tempo. A number of their points came off of fast breaks. They found themselves in a decent position here. You're only down 9. So you really kind of did exactly what you needed to do. If you can kind of take that same momentum here into this final corner, you might put yourself in pretty good shape. Mustangs, on the other hand, got to just continue to move that ball. They've been moving the ball really nicely. What I've been impressed with so far tonight has been a lot of the movement away from the ball, right? The cutting through the lane has been very impressive, and they've been finding these open players. Very unselfish, play amongst folks. You look at someone like Reen, who I think she'd almost rather have the assist than the shot.
Seems like it.
Yeah, she loves to zip that ball, whether it be cross court or down, trying to get that home run pass. So, Masco will start, with it here for this final frame. So you hit a 2 or 3 here, and you got yourself, a real contest.
So Masco will send out both of the Lalikoses, Samaya and Angie here, number 50 and number 20 respectively. Mia Taberg, who's off the mark on that one. They've also got number 14, that is Bavardi, as this shot goes in here, and that was, I believe, number 20, Angie Lalikos. Looks like it from here. Apologies on that one. And Ava Murad will answer.
That's a big answer right there.
Masco also has number 13, Sadie Morris, who started the second quarter and now will be starting the fourth quarter. For Norwood, they've got the freshman Cordani alongside the 3 seniors, Reen, Chorus, and Wachowski, as this shot way off the mark from Morris. And Ava Murad, Murad has really been the standout for the Mustangs, doing a lot of handling the ball and also is their leading scorer at the moment. So here's Alexa Corus, guarded by Bovardi. Kicks it over for Wachowski. Norwood really slowing down the tempo here with a 9-point lead. Green, another long pass around the horn. Cordani passes up the 3 as Norwood always has these unselfish players. Green again tried to throw a pass inside.
The foul.
Yeah, they're going to call the foul here against number 13, Sadie Morris.
But I think probably that's what, Coach probably told them, if you have the chance now, let's settle down once we get across half court, work the offense, work that 35-second shot clock. You're into the fourth quarter sitting on a 9-point lead. Might as well work the whole thing.
For sure. Well, I guess we say that. And
then
Reen fires away. She's a little bit off the mark there. So Masco now with an opportunity. They're down 9, but they have the ball. Here's Morris over for Taberg. Mia Taberg, Masco's leading scorer and a senior captain. Kicks it back for the freshman, Samaya Lalikos. Now over for number 14. Here's Riley Bovardi. I think it's from 2-point land, but it's off the mark regardless. And this one is unable to be corralled in bounds by number 50, Lalikos. It'll be Norwood ball.
Yeah, I think Lalikos is probably, she takes a quick breather right there. Probably a little frustrated on that too. Like, you have a nice chance at the offensive board. You're right underneath, and you could probably go back up strong, and just lost the handle on it.
Tell you, that's a lot of responsibility as a
Sure
freshman
is.
here,
Yep.
playing in your first tournament game. Both of these teams earned byes in the preliminary round, I believe, as they're calling it. So this is the first action for both teams in the state tournament. Cordani drives inside, did a nice job taking on the whole team there, but can't quite get it to finish. So we're 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, and the teams have traded jabs here, but the lead is still 9 points for the Mustangs, looking to punch their ticket to the round of 16, where they'll either be traveling to Billerica or hosting Middleborough based on the results tomorrow. This one going out of bounds, and I tell you, that was not a good reach from number 35 for Masco, or so I thought. But I think they'll say it goes off of Norwood, and it will be Masco ball.
Yeah, it looks like she probably touched it second. I thought the same thing. I thought Cote had hit it out of bounds, but it must have been ricocheted back off of a Mustang.
So here is number 14, Bavardi, trying the three-pointer. She's off the mark, and Norwood's number 14, Liliana Cordani, will control it. Cordani has been a revelation today for the Mustangs, playing in her first MIA tournament game. She's already got 6 points, and after not playing in the first quarter, has been given a lot of responsibility from Coach Kristen McDonald. Here's Ari Blake from 3. A little bit off there. It was a good look right in front of our cameras. Here's Taberg now. Driving inside, tries the step back. Can't get it. Rebound is secured by Blake. Ari Blake, a sophomore. Over for Ava Murad. 5 minutes to go here. 5 minutes left in the game as Norwood will try to win another playoff game, as they've done year after year here. Or at least it feels like it with Coach Kristen McDonald.
It certainly does, yep.
Who's only in her second season, as Blake tries to drive inside, and she'll earn a couple of shots here. Norwood last year lost a heartbreaker in overtime all the way up in Pentucket. That was a game that now JV head coach Joey O'Connor and I called on the NCM cameras, as Blake knocks down the first free throw here. The year before was, I believe, the year that Norwood was in the state finals, and they fell in the finals at the Songus Center. So this is a Norwood team that is no stranger to deep tournament runs. Blake's second shot goes as well.
Those are 2 big free throws there to extend it up to 11.
Tell you, if you're going to get your first points of the night in the fourth quarter, what a better time to do it than right now for Ari Blake, who shows an awful lot of composure, knocking down those 2 free throws to make it an 11-point lead. So a timeout now on the court, and the teams will talk things over roughly halfway through the fourth quarter. Mark, it seems like Masco's fighting, but Norwood's really not opening the door much for them.
They're not giving them very much, and I was noticing early on here in the fourth, we were talking about how Masco is not really, known for their three-pointers, that they were, they really take any in the first 3 quarters. Here in the last quarter, they seem to be trying to launch up a few more. I kind of get it, right? You're trying to really kind of eat into that lead, but if you don't have a strong three-point shooting team, and we don't know that because we've not seen them during the regular season, but they haven't shown it so far in the first 3 quarters. If I'm coach, maybe I'm like, we got to work on things that we can get, and 2 points here, and then work on the defense. Because again, you have some time now. It's getting tighter with 4:36 left.
And maybe some of that is get your fans into it, who've been so good here too.
Yep. Trying to get them fired up. You hit 1 or 2. That again jazzes up their crowd support, their players, their bench, and whatnot.
So we'll come out of the timeout with Masco looking like they've got their backs up against the wall here. Had a couple raffle winners announced there at the break. We know the student council always gets involved doing that stuff. Shout out to Miss Curtin and all the students involved in that. I'm not sure if this one was a student council raffle, but Miss Nodabart, who's also a teacher at the high school, is always down there doing the scoreboard and announcing. Tell you, Norwood scorers table is always on it. I trust them with just about everything. So Masco will inbound it with Remy Cote, number 35. Nifty little bounce pass into traffic, and Likos wanted the foul there. This one is kicked off the foot of Blake, so no calls either way. Bit of a strange series. Now Samaya Lalikos has it stolen from her by Wachowski, who makes an around-the-waist pass and connects with Murad. So now Ava Murad, 4:12 to go here. Back out. Wachowski for 3. Oh, Mark, I thought the student section was going to erupt.
That would have been huge. You can see, Masco has really kind of stepped up their defense in terms of trying to work the trap.
And Norwood draws the charge. Great job from Wachowski that you see on your camera there, and this Norwood team. Their defense has been stifling, and they know how to take a charge when they need to.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to drive as hard as you can and trying to get that yourselves back, under that 10-point lead here.
So here's Ari Blake trying to get around Lalikos. Makes a little teardrop pass for Cordani. And now Alexa Koris working on Mia Taberg with 3:43 to go, and Norwood clinging to a 43-32 lead. Over into the corner, Wachowski for 2, took something off it and makes it work. Double figures tonight for Trisha Wachowski, who's up to 11.
That's pretty. That's a lot of confidence right there when she's that wide open.
That's a lot of confidence too. Samaya Lalikos is now at 18 as she knocks down that long 2. Cordani, who's been tasked with a lot here, is in a little bit of trouble with the double team, and we'll see Norwood take a timeout.
Yeah, smart play right there is Norwood's about to get caught in the trap. And McDonald says, why we've got possession, take the timeout here so that you don't force a turnover.
So we'll see this a moment ago.
Yep.
Yeah, you can almost see Trisha in her mind say, hey, take something off of it. You've been firing away from 3 and hitting from there. And she shows that her game near the basket, a little bit further away, behind the 3-point arc, she can knock it down from anywhere.
Yeah, she's a very effective, really a complete basketball player,
For
offensively and defensively, right? She takes the charge and then comes back down the court and buries a nice little 2. Yeah.
I tell you, both of these teams, credit to Masco and first-year coach Jalen Aho as well. These teams, they don't let it linger. They don't get upset. They get right back on defense. They keep fighting. And that's hard if you're, especially this Masco team, an underdog, taking the long ride to Norwood to play a Hall of Fame head coach and, 3 all-star senior captains. It's a tall task. But they've really stood up to it, and they've given Norwood everything they can handle. So Norwood will go with the same lineup they just had before the timeout, it looks like. Murad, Blake, Cordani, Wachowski, and Alexa Koris. Alexa Koris is wide open from 3, and she makes it count.
That's
Alexa Koris has hit from the charity stripe. She's knocked down a couple 2-pointers, and now a 3 to go along with that. And Norwood with a 13-point lead and the ball.
That's too bad.
Although they travel here. The referees have been calling it tight, and it's been going both ways, Mark.
Yep. Yeah, Alexa was able to, And again, I think one of the things that you Coach McDonald will also preach is Koris hits that 3-pointer, and then she's so fast back on defense. She winds up with a defensive rebound, and then just happened to take that extra step as she was coming away with the ball. But
And here it is again. Can Chorus hit it from three for a second time? The answer is no there. And now Remy Cote with an opportunity. She'll take on Wachowski. Tries to drive inside, and this time the foul will go against Tricia that I believe will send Cote to the line.
and that might be 4 right there on
It is.
Tricia. Yeah.
So Wachowski has collected her 4th foul of the game, and you know, it's a 14-point lead for Norwood now. Masco's running out of time, but that's not what you want. You're one of your most important players to be in foul trouble here.
Just looking across the way to see if McDonald was going to go to the bench, but nobody's moving.
No, she's letting Tricia grind this one out. Bella Morgan would probably be the option that Coach McDonald goes to, as she's been subbing in and out for Tricia when she gives her a breather here. So it's Remy Cote here at the line, the senior captain for this Masco team. Second of 2 free throws is off the mark, so she misses both. And late in the game, that could be a backbreaker for the Lady Chieftains. This one's on the ground, and the fingers go up, indicating possession arrow is going towards Norwood. At least that's the way that Kevin Connolly pointed off screen. The possession arrow has been a bit of a source of debate.
And right, stays
And
with
it
Norwood.
is
There we
staying
go.
with
Okay.
Norwood, yes. See, we're going to trust Kevin on
That's
that,
right.
as
That's
Kevin
true.
gives us a little smile there by the scorer's table.
Emphatically pointed that way.
For sure, yeah. He was very confident, so I'll trust him more than that little red arrow right now,
doubt.
which has betrayed us today. 2:18 to go here. Kick out for Murad. Ava drives inside, now gets it back out for Cordani. Here's Wachowski. She's already got 3 3-pointers tonight. Working against Likas, gets it for Chorus with 6 seconds on the shot clock. It's good. Second 3-pointer of the game, and they've both come in the 4th quarter for the senior captain, Alexa Chorus. And now Mia Taberg inside, off the mark. And the rebound to Chorus. Coming the other way with less than 2 minutes to go. Murad here.
She stepped on the line.
And yeah,
Stepped out of
barely
bounds, yep.
stepped out of bounds. It feels, Mark, that Norwood is about to ice the game, and then there's a turnover, and Masco gets a little bit of life. But they're running out of time. It's now a 17-point lead for the Mustangs.
Chorus just playing with a lot of confidence.
Norwood has seen 3-pointers off the hands of Murad early on in this game. Wachowski got going towards the middle of it, as we see a timeout as Taberg hit the 3-pointer, which doesn't count.
That's right.
And then Chorus recently.
Yeah, this is certainly a tough road to hoe right here for Masco with just a $1:45 left. But yeah, I mean, look, you take the timeout, you get your offense set up. You know, every basket is going to count. I mean, so if you're going to start maybe putting up a couple threes, you know, if you're McDonald, looking for the rebounds, looking not to foul, or looking to run the clock, you know, I think if the Mustangs, when they certainly get possession on this next one, should be running, obviously, the entire 35-second game clock. If I'm Masco, I suppose I'm trying to foul quickly. You know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing that foul game come to life here.
Yep.
And I imagine you're going to see a lot of Norwood's senior leadership as we see Reen, Wachowski, and Chorus check in there with Blake and with Murad. So while Norwood's gotten a lot of contributions from the underclassmen, now when it really counts, Coach McDonald is going with that same starting lineup.
Yep.
So for Masco, they will inbound it right to Mia Taberg, wearing number 5. She averages just about 12 points a game. She's been held largely in check tonight. Almost a travel there. I thought Bovardi might have taken an extra step. This time, Chorus almost got her hands in the way of a pass. Taberg taking on 3 players, finds some room, can't get it to go, and a nice tip. I can't tell if that was off the hands of Wachowski or Reen as it made its way to Blake. But we see a whistle here, and I think ultimately it'll stay with Masco.
Yeah.
Tell you, Masco thought they came away with a clean rebound, but Norwood fights for everything. And Masco will take a couple substitutions. A nice hand for number 14, Riley Bovardi, and particular, I think, for Mia Taberg. The senior captain who will sub out with her team trailing by 17.
And you're
going to see, kind of the same thing here
Yeah.
as Mustangs will do the same.
So a lot of substitutions from both sides. The Mustangs will get Cece Becker with those pink shoes back in there. Ari Blake has re-entered. Grace Connell, number 34, is in there, as is number 32. That's Ava O'Neill and Liliana Cordani. For Masco, number 22, Caroline Lier is in there. She's a senior, as well as number 44, Kaylee Ubaldo. So getting some seniors an opportunity. Zoe Cote, number 4, is in there as well. And
Yeah,
they've
a couple
also
freshmen.
got a couple of freshmen to round out that crew. Number 33 is Ava Allen, who's gotten a lot of run today so far and continues to get that. And if we're getting the numbers in there, it looks like Shea Vella, a freshman wearing number 0, is in as well. So Allen will check out. It is a completely new look as Lily Williams, number 11, will enter. So the Mustangs have now entered Jordan Robinson. Tell you, this is a new look for both teams. Maddie Lyons, number 23, is in as well. So it's O'Neill, Robinson, and it's Robinson that takes it, just as we say her name, and Joy gets a nice hand from the Norwood team. It's her first 2 tournament points,
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
exciting.
a chance to make it a 3-point play here. This could be a 20-point Norwood lead. They've maintained around 10 to 14 the whole game, but they've really taken off here. Almost gets it to go. Good fight from Ava O'Neill for the rebound. So as we were saying, it's Ava O'Neill, Cece Becker, Grace Connell, Joy Robinson, and Maddie Lyons for the Mustangs. Here's Becker, kicks it over for Robinson.
Great pass.
Oh, it's a good look from
Yep.
Cece. Gets it back herself. 42 seconds left on the game clock. About 30 right now on the shot clock. Here's Robinson, guarded by Lily Williams. Over for Grace Connell. Connell kicks it back for Maddie Lyons. Lyons over for Becker with the pink shoes, taking on Zoe Cote. Keeps the handle. Here's Lyons for 3. Off the mark. Connell almost got her hands on it, and good attempt from Becker to keep it in bounds, but it'll be Masco ball.
Nice job by Cece on that pass, and then she kind of worked it around the outside. Burned some of the time.
So Masco's got Cote, Lily Williams, Kaylee Ubaldo, Caroline Lier, and Shea Vella on the court to close this out. It will be a Norwood victory tonight as Cote goes up and collects the 2 points there.
Nice shot off the offhand, too.
There's the final whistle, and Norwood girls basketball is moving on. They will either be traveling to number 8 Billerica, or they will be hosting Middleborough. Middleborough, the number 25 seed in this tournament, but we'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out. But either way, a nice happy recap now, Mark, as Norwood moves out of here with a victory.
Nice to get one, during the course of these past 2 days. Tough day yesterday, but the Lady Mustangs managed to keep our playoff hopes alive. Like you said, we'll just have to wait till tomorrow to see exactly where and when the next one will be happening. You see here the fine folks that put all of this together for us. We just show up at the last minute. These
That's
guys,
it.
and then we leave and they break everything down. I know.
They do such a
They
great
do.
job.
It's
There's
great.
always little things now. Notice we get the logos on the scoreboard.
know, right?
I tell you, I'm impressed. And it's an all either current students or alumni
Yep.
crew that we've got here today.
Yep.
Kiki Thaxter and Ron Marshalsea, who it feels like they've been with MCM for quite a while. They've done such a wonderful job.
They do.
Working as Kiki doing the directing and Ron doing the constant replays that you're seeing and the graphics. And Michaela Brown and Sam Gurney up here on cameras. They also are here at so many competitions that we see here at the high school, providing you with the great shots that you're seeing.
So, your final here this evening from Norwood. The Mustangs take care of the Chieftains in the first round, 53-36. For Joe Panola, I'm Mark Hoover. Thanks so very much for joining us this evening, folks. Have a great evening.
Take care, folks. Get home safe.